Okay, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome everybody to Conversations. I'm Al Mecca, man. We got the legendary Money B. What's going on, my brother?
What's happening, family? How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Hear you loud and clear.
That's what's up.
Just been enjoying a good day of football.
Oh yeah. See, you got that Green Bay rocking.
Yeah, and I know you do that bang bang Niner game. like, we gonna get to that.
We gonna see.
'Cause I
We gonna
can't stand
see.
I can't stand y'all sometimes, man.
Well, you gonna have you gonna have your day in court in a few weeks.
Oh yeah. We gonna make it happen. Most importantly, I want to beat y'all in the playoffs, man. Regular season is one thing, but the playoffs, I swear, we done banged with y'all in that NFC championship game, Lord knows how many times, and can't get through.
Well, I think you're gonna have to. Minnesota's gonna have something to say before you get to us.
I'm not worried about them. We gonna
Okay. Well, handle your business,
it
and then we'll see.
is there it is, man. You. What's that? Is that your son? You say you got a little one that plays football too, right?
He just started tackle this year.
Okay. Are you coaching the team?
No, I coached them through flag football, but I don't coach tackle. I'm
Okay, you're not gonna
leaving
pull
it
it.
up to the professionals.
Oh, you're not gonna pull a Dion.
Nah, I took it as far as I could go. Everything else is above my pay grade.
Okay, I feel you. I feel you. While we on the subject, where did you develop your passion for football?
Probably through my dad,
Hmm.
and then I'll just take it, all the way there so people know, I'm from Oakland, but my dad used to work in Candlestick Park when I was a kid, so that's what made me a 49ers fan.
Oh, man, that's original roots.
Yeah, and this is before Joe Montana. I remember when Steve DeBerg was our quarterback. That's when
Woo.
I used to go to the games.
Yeah. That's way back, man.
Yeah, I
You
know.
got
I know. No new fair weather, dude. Shit
it.
is real.
I feel it, man. You got to come. I'm in Canton, Ohio. You got to come to Canton sometime, man. You know they got the Pro Football Hall of Fame Village. It's amazing. You
Yeah,
know,
I want. I
especially for
want to come check it out. Shoot, if Frank Gore get into that thing, I might have to bounce out there or something.
we'll link up,
Yeah,
make it happen. No
yeah.
doubt.
I just did a show in Columbus, Ohio, not too long ago.
Okay, how did it go?
It was great.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, how did you get into music? I want to get on your music journey. What got you like even involved in music starting out?
Well, um, my parents really, my parents, they had a nickname when they as the oldest teenagers, because they just, they always been young at heart, and they was always playing, the whatever the hottest thing in the disco was rocking, Earth, Wind and Fire, James Brown, whatever it was always playing in any of the households that I grew up in, whether it was, my mom and dad split when I was very young, but either one of them or my grandmother's house or any of my uncles or older cousins, there was always a lot of music going on. So I just, you know, developed the love for music at a very early age. And then, um, you know, right around the time when I was about 10 years old, let's just say that was right around the time when Rapper's Delight and all that stuff was coming out. I had older cousins that was hip, walk around with the big boom box, and they had all of the early Sugar Hill records, Grandmaster Flash, everything that came out. They had it. So I was exposed to all of that at a very early age. and it's just always been around me.
Okay. Did you play any instruments like drums or piano or anything like that?
I played the triangle in 8th grade. Ding. I was in the band. I played the triangle.
You got the benefits. You
Yeah,
got.
well, I mean, then older, um, I did uh, teach myself a little bit of keyboard. I went to community college to take piano and keyboard, but this was after, we came out, right? And I could never finish any of the semesters because we kept leaving to go on tour. And I just said, forget about it.
Okay. Okay.
So I
Now,
tried,
how
but, I never got it really.
at what point did you just develop like all right, I'm about to start spitting, just really become lyrical with your style. Like I'm about to just start rapping and just kill this.
Well, I think I was always a writer, but I probably, right around the time I was 14 was when I was comfortable enough to let people actually hear what I was writing. I think the first rap that I ever recorded, I was like 14.
Mm, okay. So you just always was doing like poetry and stuff like that at
Yeah,
first. I was
just writing.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
And then
I wasn't writing like no roses are red type shit, but I was just writing, you know.
right. Mhm.
And so in my mind, I was probably writing raps, but I just would never let nobody hear it. I was just writing for myself.
Got you. And then how was your first studio experience recording your first rap?
I did it myself at my house. I just when I was, I think for like maybe my 14th birthday or something like that, my dad, he, I took my mom's turntable, and then I had a cassette player. I don't know, a lot of people don't remember. Like back in the day, you would make like record from cassette to tape. Play it loud and record it on the tape recorder. So I had a turntable, I had a cassette, and my dad bought me like this realistic mixer that I could hook a microphone up and have a little reverb in it. And I just started messing around. Originally when I was younger, I thought I was going to be a DJ. That's what I really wanted to be. But I got this microphone and I started messing around. And, so my first recording was I recorded myself. So, my first rap, I did it myself.
Wow. And it's crazy how you broke that down because we found some very creative ways to put things together. Like, well, we just take this,
Yeah, you
even
just piece it together. You would take some of this and some of that. If you wanted to do it, you make it
yeah,
happen. You know?
even repairing the cassette tapes, putting a little piece of tape over and all that.
Yeah,
We
that. But
always,
put the tape over so you can record over a tape.
yeah.
Yep.
So you recorded your first joint. Like, so what was the name of the song? Do you remember it?
Um, it was a diss record to this dude at my school. He was a bully, and he was always talking shit. And I was always a little guy, so I really didn't have a loud voice to be going back and forth. Oh, you just do that. So I just recorded a rap about him, and I took it to school, and they liked it. Well, he didn't like it.
Of course.
Yeah, he was looking for me.
Oh, so it's safe to say he really didn't get a chance to catch up with you.
Nah, he didn't catch me.
Okay. Now, when did you run into Shock G, like to start taking things to the next level? How did that happen?
Um, it's like 1988, and they already had the record Underwater Rhymes was a single. Underwater Rhymes and Your Life's a Cartoon was a single that was Digital Underground. That was the first 12-inch on McCullough Records, distributed TNT McCullough Records, and they were promoting it at the same time. Me, and DJ Fuse and my guy Mac Moan, we were a group called Raw Fusion. No, MGM at the time. And we were doing talent shows and trying, shopping the demo. But Fuse was like, he was like the hottest DJ in the Bay at the time, or one of them. And Digital Underground needed a DJ. So we were like in the same talent show, showcase sort of circuit. And they wanted Fuse to be their DJ. So there was a meeting set up. But at the time, Fuse was he was renting a room at my mom's apartment. So I was there. And, basically it was one of them deals like, we were a team. So if you want to work with one of us, you got to work with all of us.
Got it. Man, I swear the first time I heard y'all, I was like, it was like really mind blowing because of how musical you were and just your energy and just, you guys were really performers.
Right.
What was the motivation behind that?
Just because we didn't know no other way. There was nobody to tell us how to do it or not, how not to do it. So we just put it all out there.
Right.
We were that hungry, and it was real. We really did have that energy. We really did have that enthusiasm. We really did have that love of the music, and we really did, at the end of the day, we really did have that talent to put out there.
Right.
And now,
now, when you started really getting serious about the music, how far did you think it would actually go?
How far did I think our music would go?
Yeah.
I never thought about it. And, it was one of them things like, since I was like 15 years old, remember I said I started recording at 14. By the time I was 15 or 16, and, I was making tapes in my neighborhood and things like that, by the time I was 16, I was constantly told that I was good enough, right? So I thought I was good enough. So it wasn't a matter of, I assumed that eventually I was going to make a record and put a record out. I didn't know when, but I never thought that I would. Now, how far it would go, no idea, because at that time I just wanted to make the music and wanted people to hear it. So I never put any, I never said like, I hear all the time, like for instance, Tupac, right? He always said he wanted to make a record, make a movie, and he set goals for himself. I didn't. I just knew that I was good enough, and eventually it was going to happen because some people, they fall in love with what the thing is, what they can get. I was in love with the process, so I was happy just doing it.
Right. So it was like you're in the moment, and you was just enjoying the moment for what it was.
I was always enjoying the moment. So and that's and just saying that, right? So that's why I've always felt like I had made it because I enjoyed the process. I was always in the moment as opposed to somebody's like, I gotta get there. And they're not happy until they get to that place. I was enjoying the journey, and just all of it was great to me.
Wow.
So however far I went or wherever I ended up, I was cool with it as long as I was able to keep doing it. And here I am still doing it.
How did you feel when you guys left the West Coast and really started touring in like Middle America and East Coast, and how receptive people were to your music? How did that make you feel? Like what was that feeling like?
Well, Digital Underground was actually we were popular in Europe before we were popular in the United States. So even before Sex Packets came out, we had already toured Europe for like 2 months. We had already been out there. So we had already been seeing the world. So coming home, and then when the United States picked up and we got to go to Cleveland, it was like, yeah, about time. You know what I mean? We was already doing it. So, I mean, it was dope to be able to do it at home, because we would tour, we would go to Europe, then I would come back and go to my job. I had a job. I would go tour and then come back because nobody knew. In the Bay Area, of course, we had some popularity, but as far as um, here in the United States nationally, that came a little later. But by the time that happened, we were already seasoned in performance, so nothing really surprised us.
Now, how did that manifest that you started popping in Europe before here? Like, how did that happen?
Um, uh, uh, Remember I said Digital Underground had the record Underwater Rhymes, right? So that record, from what I understand, was big in like Germany and maybe Eastern Europe. But then we recorded Do What You Like. That was the first record that I was on. That was like the biggest record in Europe. You know, we had a distributor there, and it just became a big record out there. And so we were in demand in Europe before we were here in the States. And then even here in the States, Do What You Like was a bigger record in Los Angeles than it was in the Bay Area, believe it or not. So we were kind of surprised at that when we went down to LA for the first time, and we was popping. And we was like, oh wow, this is dope. So you just never know.
Wow, that's crazy how the areas is you'll be bubbling in one area, then all of a sudden you think you're not hot there, and come to find out you hotter there than where you thought you originally would be hot at.
Yeah.
And all right, now what was usually the process like say when y'all came up with a song idea? What was the process y'all had for putting your songs together?
Um, it's different every time. Sometimes we have a beat and somebody will uh will write to that beat, or somebody will have an idea, and then you know we'll build around an idea, or somebody may have a melody. You know, it's there's not one way or one formula to make music. It happens organically, and it can happen at any way and at any time of the day or however.
Okay, I understand. I can dig that. What I also want to know is like being in that group, you've dealt with tragedies taking place. Like
Yep.
like mentally, how has that? What type of toll has it taken on you, and what have you done to help preserve your peace dealing with the tragedies that has taken place within the group?
Um. Well, for anybody, it hurts when you lose a family member, but then it also clarifies and helps you understand that you know the day is not promised to anybody, right? So we wake up tomorrow morning, we're thankful, and it it teaches you, especially as we get older, right? We have to take advantage of the time that we have, you know. Let's, not to take it for granted, but also make it useful.
No doubt, no doubt. That's real. That's real.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I always say, like, there's always, success is different for everybody, or achievement is different for everybody, right? So you could Um, one person can be this brilliant musician. This other person can be this multi-platinum mega icon, right? And then one of them could actually still be able to share time with his grandkids and his kids and you know what I mean? So there's different types of success. You know, I enjoy the success that I enjoy is that I'm still here representing, you know, the ones that did pass away in tragedy. And I can pick up the phone and talk to my son, and he can put my granddaughter on the phone, and I can see her, and I can go to my son's football games, and you know, all the things that we do it all for, right? We want to be successful so that we can enjoy and we can pass it along to our children and we can enjoy our children. So that's my greatest success. You know, I'm never gonna be the great musician that Shock G was. I'm never gonna be the icon that Tupac was. But, you know, to be honest, neither one of them is gonna ever be able to hold their grandchild, right?
Yeah.
So we all enjoyed a different type of success. Equally, we've been equally successful.
Plus, just from outside looking in, you have been a great version of you. Like, I like how you move. You know what I'm saying? Like you never really got too high, got too low. It's like you always just knew your lane and you capitalized on it very well.
Yeah, yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, the the best thing you could be is yourself, you know, because there's no better you than you, right? So once you understand that and you're comfortable in it and you can live in that, then you are the most successful you. And I believe that, you know, I've always been comfortable being me and playing my part. So it's not like I had to learn it or change it. It's just been consistently me. So anybody that knew me, you know, in high school or knew me early in my career, knew me 10, 15 years ago and that know me now, they'll always tell you, man, you've been the same guy the whole time.
Yeah. And I salute you for that, especially in a business that can be so compromising.
Word.
You know, 'cause a lot of people really just lose their mind, you know, for whatever reason. You know, it's just like things just take over. But to be able to maintain yourself, that in itself is an accomplishment, and it shows a lot of strength.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I tried to go to a Diddy party. I didn't make it.
Like get kicked out. Huh?
I would have went though.
You never went to the Hamptons or none of that.
Oh, I never made it. I always wanted to go.
Yeah, I
I would have
think
brought
everybody.
my own baby oil. Everybody out in front like they wasn't with it. Nah, nigga, you been with it.
Yeah, because everybody wanted to go to a Diddy party.
Yeah, man.
You
I
know,
mean,
but
you know, it didn't age well. I mean, now you like, oh man, you know, everybody like, oh man, I didn't even go to that because you didn't get invited. Boom.
yeah. Yeah, now they trying to act, oh, I ain't go. Nah, you wasn't invited. You,
Mm-hmm.
you wasn't on
And
that.
if you got invited, you went.
Yeah.
Don't front.
It was almost like if you was going to see the president or something. For real, you don't really turn down an invite to the White House.
Nah.
Maybe nowadays, but back then, no.
Look at the way a little player said, glad I didn't. Well, kinda glad I didn't, but I ain't gonna lie and say I wouldn't have went if I would have got invited. I mean, I've actually been to a couple of Diddy parties, but not those type of parties. Not the Hamptons or the private white parties. I've been to like, you know, when Diddy he used to be a club promoter in New York back in the day, in the early 90s. I've been to those parties, and I've been to like a whole, excuse me, like a hotel party that Bad Boy threw during like at one of them conventions or whatever, but wasn't no freak off jumping.
I want to tell you whose party I always wanted to go to, though.
Who?
I always wanted to go to a Luke party. Uncle Luke.
Me too. I never went to one of those either.
What?
We toured with Luke though. We toured with Luke and um, 2 Live Crew, and Mr. Mix is still my guy to this day. I spoke to him yesterday, actually.
Okay.
But yeah, 2 Live Crew show was off the chain. So yeah, he was throwing them original parties, and then me and shout out to Cletus Mack, my cousin from Digital Underground. We, back in the day, we was doing this series called Sex in the Studio. We threw a couple of parties. So that's why I'm just saying the party aspect of it, bro. Anybody with a whole bunch of money was throwing them same type of parties.
Yeah.
So it ain't the parties. That's the crime, is everything else.
Right. Tell me, how was it working with Shock G in the studio? Like, because originally I didn't know he was such a musician.
Oh man, he was a genius, right? So, working with him, it showed me what really working in the studio is supposed to look like and what it's supposed to be. I've always said, like, from working, Tupac and his work ethic was crazy. And then Shock, just his focus. Once he got in this, the studio, when it was time to mix, paid attention to every detail. So that sort of, it stuck with me. Just those processes, right? So now, one of my engineers, shout out to Mike Frankie, who always, is one of my mix engineers. He always be like, man, you can hear mouse pissing on cotton, because I hear everything. I'll be like, wait a minute, what's that hi-hat? That's wrong. Because I'm laser focused when I'm in the studio. I know exactly what I want to hear, and I know exactly how I want to hear it. Whereas, like a newer artist, hey man, mix my shit, man, and to make it sound good. And then they either go, it sound good or it don't sound good, but they don't know why it doesn't or why it does. But like I said, I came up mixing my own stuff. I taught myself how to engineer. So when I'm in the studio, you used to go in the studio and the engineer would be, oh man, you can't do that. I'd be like, yes, you can. All you got to do is do that. You feel me? Because they used to work in, like, quote unquote, what they think is dumb rappers that don't know nothing. Yeah. And they'll try to cut corners and ease around it. But I can do it. I just choose not to. So when I hear it, or if I see that they're not doing what I want, and they say they can, I'm like, yes, you can. Move over, and I'll get them going in the right direction. But all of that, being a perfectionist in the studio, I learned from Shock G. Being a super workaholic in the studio, I learned that from Tupac.
I've heard so many, like, that's all you hear. Like, when Pac was in the studio, it was on. Like, I can't even imagine what the energy would be like being in the studio with Pac. Like, how was that?
Like I said, he just was, when he was in the studio, you had to keep up with him, because he could record like 5 or 6 songs in one session, and he ready to move. Everything was like, let's go. I see, I can't say the name, but he said, shout out to DJ Jay-Z, original Jay-Z from Digital Underground. He's J Beats now. He was Saphir's original DJ and produced a lot of Saphir's, the Hobo Junction stuff, but he also produced the majority of the Body Hat Syndrome album with that featured Clea Saphir.
No,
But yeah, I mean, the energy was when you got in there, it was a lot of partying and kicking it, but you was working at the same time. Like, don't confuse the good time for not working, being lazy and just if you was bullshitting in the studio, Pop wasn't having it.
either work or go home.
Or get left behind. It's like, usually when you're in the studio, everybody in there is an artist or a producer, right? So Pop would lace up and he'll turn to you and be like, you got something for this? And if you did, he'd let you get on it. Or if you did, he'd let you go in there. But if you took too long, he'd tell you, you took too long. Move on.
So he would give you a moment. You just have to be ready for it.
He'll give you a moment, but not more than a moment. Like he was
That's
definitely on a he turned the sand start ticking,
yeah.
and mentally he would wait for somebody for so long, and then he's like, let's go on to the next, because it wasn't like he needed you to be on it. He was offering you the chance to be on it,
Right.
or just saying like, hey, he was, if he's rocking with you, for him music was like, let's create. Everybody can get on it.
Right.
That's why you would hear all these people on his music, or he would work with these unknown producers. He didn't care if he was your guy. He was messing with you, and he give you a shot. But don't take too long. That was just it.
Right. That I think that's pretty dope. About just wanting to if it's good, if it fit, let's roll with it. Not really indulging in the politics of it, because a lot of times it seems like it's always a lot of politics that takes place with it.
Right. Shout out to my guy, Happy Creed. If you're still in there, I see you.
Now, what's up with this drink you've been pushing, man? What is it, the Shock G drink? What's popping with that?
Shock G, Forever Golden L. If
Okay.
you're in California, you need to go get it. It's a premium golden ale, and it's available in California right now. Majority in the Bay Area, but you can order it online. There's a link in my bio, my link tree, that if you're in California, you can order it online. But if you're in Cali, go to your favorite bar or whatever, and be like, y'all got that Shock G beer? And if they don't, tell them to order it. That's it.
Okay. Okay. Now this something you had came up with, or
Um,
how did that come?
I always wanted to get into the adult beverage industry, but it's always a collective push. So shout out to Hella Coastal Black Brewers out of Oakland that that brewed it, and then um, my business partner, Denitza, aka Peps. You
Right.
know, we keep it rocking. Shout out to Adrian Gregory, Oak Park Brewery, who distributes it. So if you're in Sacramento, go to Oak Park Brewery. So it's a lot of moving parts, but it was my baby. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
To get it done, and the fact that we were able to bring it to fruition, salute
That's what,
to me.
because I see you've been going hard with it, and I wanted to ask you about that and show you some love on that, man. I think that's pretty dope, and I'm
Absolutely.
definitely definitely
Yeah, we
gonna
pushing,
have
and we're
to.
gonna have other lines too.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to order some, man. Go ahead, hop on the website so I can get me some of that.
Hmm.
On my store and whatnot, you know. So, what other ventures do you have coming up?
Um, excuse me. So I do need everybody. I don't know if you can see it. Well, you see the hat
Yeah.
and the t-shirt. You feel me? You got to go to dumerch.com. The official digital underground merchandise. We pushing that heavy. We just re-released the original Humpty Dance T-shirt, dumerch.com, which is also in my bio. But next year is the 35th anniversary of Sex Packets, so we're doing a lot to push that. My book, long-awaited book, A DU Party Don't Stop, will be dropping at the top of next year. But right now, I got some new music. I actually have a single that's out right now called Sit Next to Me, produced by my guy Excellency, or Excellence out of Chicago, and it features Guap Dad 4000. You know, a lot of y'all familiar with Guap Dad. He really be popping right now. But yeah, it's on, it's on all DSPs. You know, definitely go and stream the new single. But I have a new project that I'm dropping on. It's a new platform. It's called Tapioca, which is a card. You know how you tap your credit card to pay for things?
Okay, yeah.
So it's a card. You know, I used to buy albums. So it's a card that has the album artwork, but you buy the card from me, and I'll be back on here promoting it pretty soon. But you tap the card to your phone, and it opens up to a standalone platform with only my content. So not only will it be music that you can stream, videos, pictures, credits, discounts to the beer and the merchandise. You know, as a fan of, if you're a fan of Digital Underground, you definitely want to tap in, pun intended, to this Tapioca card and the platform. And, you know, just to let y'all know, this first one, which will be an album's worth of music, so it'll be like new music that you've never heard. Now, this music that I'm giving you on this card won't be available for streaming. So you can only get it if you have this card. So it's not like you get it and you won't be able to stream it.
Right.
And then I'll also be like, so I'll have video and content of, like, remember I told you we toured Europe before we ever toured here in the States?
Yeah.
So I have old cassettes of our performances of skits that we used to do before we came out. So I'm gonna share some of that on this card. You only be able to get it, and it's going to be limited. I think I'm only going to do 500 of the first one. So only 500 people will be able to get this content. And it's I think I got a song with Crazy Bone and Bone Thugs with Big Hunch from Above the Law. I got a joint with Too Short. Obviously, the single with Guap Dad is going to be on there. What else is on this thing? Razcast, you know, and it's the piece or what this album is called is Analog Wishes, Digital Dreams. And the story behind that is that, you know, when we started out, remember I said back in 88, 89, everything was analog. So we had these wishes of what we thought we could do, but then it was realized in this digital world. So it's just giving you a glimpse into where we came from, started with this new material and some material in between. So it's almost like if you're a Digital Underground fan and you know about this album we released called The Lost Files, which really was Kareem Mott, not necessarily. Well, yes, I'll say yes, because Shock G will be featured on this offering as well. He's asking, is it unreleased DU songs? Not really, because this is Money B. This is me. It's going to be my content, but it's going to be unreleased Digital Underground material. Like I said, I'm going to share some of my cassette recordings of Digital Underground in our early days. So yes, there will be unreleased Digital Underground, but it will be new music by Money B with Young Hump of Digital Underground. Obviously, that's my partner in crime. He's going to be on this thing as well. So you guys stay on the lookout for that. I'm going to be doing a bunch of IG lives with some of the people that are featured on this album. I'm telling you, it's gonna be lit. It's the future.
I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to supporting you, my brother. Like for real. I'm glad you're still doing music. I think it's important that you cats keep putting good music out here. I mean, good music has no expiration date.
It does it. And that's the thing, right? So I have this because like, I'm not saying anything new that any other artist, but as an artist, if you're a real artist, you're constantly creating, right? You're constantly making music, and sometimes you continue to make music even when you don't have the outlet to release it. So I have like this huge catalog of music that you guys have never heard, that hasn't been either hasn't been released or not on a large enough scale. And I feel like, when I go, I don't want any guns. I don't want any bullets in the gun. I want to empty that thing out. And I want to make sure everybody hears everything that I've done. So whether I did it 20 years ago and you never heard it, or if I did it yesterday, I'm putting all of that stuff out. But, this is a way for, me and other artists to, share more than just a single that you can, stream. This is like something personal, like back in the day, a tangible product that I can give you, right? So I didn't mention, like, probably the first 100 to 150 or so, I'm actually going to sign the cards. So they'll be signed by me personally. And once you have it, maybe you have the card and you have the access to the platform, a month down the line, I'm gonna say, hey, check the platform. I just dropped a new song on there, a remix. But only you'll have it. And there'll be IRL experiences as well, because if you have this card, say I do a show and I'm in Kenton, I might say, hey, anybody that's holding that card of that album can get 40% off at the merch booth. Or if I'm in LA, I might just jump on the mic and be like, first 10 people that have the tapioca card, I'm buying you a Shaka G Golden Ale. Come see me. So there are IRL experiences that you can enjoy. It's a tangible thing that you can hold, a collectible of Money B and Digital Underground, but also all of the content that you'll have that nobody else will have. Only the people that hold this card will have it, because like I said, most of it will never be on any streaming platform, and as you, as a consumer and as a fan of what we do, this is a way for you to support the artist, and the artists actually get the majority of the proceeds. If you stream my song on Spotify, I think every stream I get 0.00004 of a penny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But just, buy the card and you own the song, and you actually put the money into the pockets of the people who actually created it, as opposed to somebody in, Spotify in like Norway or in another country, but y'all know.
You know what? You know what else is so dope about that? You're creating an experience.
That's the dopest thing about it. And that's why I'm excited about it, because I can curate the experience for you. Meaning I can give you the right videos, the right songs, the right, discounts to merch. I can create the artwork and put it together for you.
Yeah, that because I think that's just what's missing from music, and why music seems so disposable, because it's not really an experience that comes with it like it used to
And
be.
that's what we're missing, because when we used to buy records and CDs, we wanted to read the credits and see who was on it and who played what on this and who wrote that.
Yeah,
That was part of the experience. So I'm bringing that back. I'm giving you that experience again. And, it's And the other thing about that is dope is, like I said, only making 500. So it's for 500 real Money B Digital Underground fans, as opposed to throwing it out and hoping that, you know,
Right. Just it's almost
whatever. Yeah, it's like fishing. You know what I mean? And respect to everybody and all of the new people, but I'd rather support the people that have been supporting me all these years,
yeah.
right? As opposed to chasing and and hoping that some new people are gonna discover me and like me. I already know that people like me, so why not make something specifically for those who appreciate what I've been doing and what I've done, and actually now I get to appreciate you and give you an experience that nobody can have but you.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well, my brother, I'm not going to take up too much of your 49er time.
And
Hey, you got to come to Canton, man. Bring your family. Check out the village. It's beautiful over there. You definitely enjoy the experience.
that's on my bucket list. I definitely want to get out there one day.
Okay.
And a really good friend of mine, he's he's in the Hall of Fame as a fan. He's a fan of the Cleveland Browns. He's got like his house is like a Cleveland Browns museum.
Yeah.
His name is Ray, and he's in the Hall of Fame as a fan.
Yeah, like one of the super fans.
He's a super fan. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Maybe I'll rock out there with him one day.
Yeah, let me know when you're in town. We'll set something up. Help take care of you.
Okay, that's what it is. That's the bet.
You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
Provide you with a good experience in my city of Canton, Ohio. Can't beat it.
Yeah, we just can't wear that. You can't wear that hoodie.
Man, go on, man. I even introduced you to a couple 49er. Because it's a bunch of 49er fans here. It's
about one of our DJs, DJ New Styles. I got like he's from Milwaukee, and my guys got, so I got a lot of people in Milwaukee, and so I always tell them I got my little chant. I go do 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 do. No, Pat, no. No, Pack, no.
Oh man, we're gonna have to work on that remix, bro.
Hey, that's what's up.
That's what's up. But thank you for
Somebody
your time.
said Mr. G's Wings. Is that in Canton?
Yeah, it used to be. It's closed down. It was one of our more heralded soul food spots. You know what I'm saying? But right now, Sister Soul Food. Shout out Tracy Foster. Sister Soul Food be popping. So if you want some of that real deal when you're in town, rock with Sister Soul Food. Tracy will take care of you.
Wait a minute. Now I got to interview you. How are you a Packer fan from Canton?
Man, go way back to Pee Wee League football. I played for the
one of your
Packers.
teams was the Packers and you just held on to it? That makes sense. I could dig it.
And I like the Yankees. Thurman Munson is from Canton.
Oh, shit. What up, Dave? Men at large in the house, huh?
Yeah, so with the Yankees, I found out that Thurman Munson was from Canton. He was the captain. So, matter of fact, I met his wife a couple times, like recently. She real nice lady. So
nice. Makes sense.
Yeah. And then just hoop a little different, man, because niggas don't stay nowhere long, man. I can't.
For real. Everybody move around, but it's good.
Yeah.
Just I just hope we could be friends after.
Man, go on. We gonna have to come up with a bet because I got an ongoing bet with my man Els Broyles, and whenever we play, is wings on the line. Always wings on the line.
Mm-hmm. See, we need to go on with that Minnesota Viking stuff.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Yes. Shout out my man Dave Tolliver though, man. That's my brother. He's a good dude, man.
Now everybody on the Vikings just because they won a couple of games.
Yeah.
Nah, I lost some money on that game we played the other week though. Shout out to my guy OG Crook in Minnesota. He died hard. But he also took me to I went to Minnesota, went to a Niner game. He took me to that. They got a real nice stadium in Minnesota. The US Bank Arena, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
It's dope.
I think that's something every real sports fan would love to do, just like hit up every arena in the country.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you went. You've been to Lambeau.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Yeah, I gotta hit that one time. Just not after October.
You be all right, man. Throw on your Timbs, the 40 below joints.
Hey, let me tell you something. Even when I was younger, I wouldn't go to no Niner game in Candlestick after November because it'd be raining, cold. I was like, oh, I can't just be sitting out in the weather. I can't enjoy
it. see, we do that for high school games.
Do what?
We will sit out in the rain at the.
I mean, now, my son, I done sat out my son's 7-on-7 games in the rain. That's fine. But I'm saying to pay money to go sit out and get rained on and you can barely see. Come on, bro. And then be sick, have pneumonia the next day. I'm not paying for that. I see you with your 5-0, Sylvia. It's cool. Wait till the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about.
That's all that matters, the playoffs. Gotta get in.
Sam, we know Sam Darnold. We let y'all have him. He's our leftovers. Nigga.
We might have to talk about something, get a sports show going or something.
For real. I mean, I wanted to, my guy I was just talking about, that the super fan. Yeah. We were supposed to do like a legendary sports podcast. We still might, but shit, you might want to be involved in that.
Let me know, man. Just let me know. Because it seems like the sports podcast is really taking over. Really taking over.
I mean, yeah.
Because
it's not,
it's an ongoing thing to talk about.
Yeah, people always gonna watch sports. People always gonna listen to music.
Yeah, no doubt.
All
right,
people gotta find something to do.
But you have a good night. I want to thank everybody for tapping in conversations. I'm Al Mecca. We rocked out with Money B. Make sure y'all support his drink, the tapioca card, all that. And we'll see y'all on the next side.
Word up. And shout out to everybody who's listening. Appreciate it. Traveling Bees. Yep, DNA Lounge. We used to kick it. We did a few shows there. It was popping. But yeah, man. Appreciate you for having me. And everybody, like I said, look out for the tapioca card coming soon. Analog Wishes, Digital Dreams. And support the single. Sit next to me. It's out now. Get the beer. Doc G Forever Golden Nail. You know what I mean? It's there. Get your Digital Underground merch. Everything I'm talking about, you can find out about it. Link in my bio. And Al Mecca, I know you're going to play this back on, you're going to run it on your page. Watch me get it.
Be on YouTube. Check it out.
And go Niner gang. Hey.
Go Pack, go, nigga.
Whatever. Later.